morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Sir Meerkat, and welcome back to the Moto Meerkat channel. Now, a vital part of any Formula 1 broadcast is the television titles. You sit down, gathered around the TV with your mates, it cuts to black, and then the titles roll. This is the perfect moment for you to get pumped up just before the action begins. It heightens your emotions, really builds the tension for what is hopefully to come with the race. Unless the race is in Paul Ricard, because then you could just pack your bags and f*** off home, to be honest. And over time, as F1 has evolved, so have the TV titles. So I thought, why not rank them? Now, I know these tier list videos get a lot of mixed opinions, shall we say, but I'd like to think I've got pretty thick skin. So if you want to leave me a lovely little comment down below telling me how stupid I am for putting some intro somewhere wrong in the list, be my guest. Go on, I'll wait. You done? Cool, let's get on with it. I've picked out 10 different intros from Formula 1's past. Now, I've tried to sort of make sure they're relatively spaced out over the years, and I've also made sure that none of them sort of overlap too much. Now, of course, lads, this video would kind of suck if I didn't actually show you the intros in the video. Now, a lot of them are copyright claimed with music. Obviously, Fleetwood Mac is in many of them, so this is not going to make any money. So if you would be interested in helping out the channel, helping out the video, if you drop a like down below if you do enjoy it, and also subscribe as well, that would mean the world. But let's get into it. And we'll start with the 1986 BBC intro. As I said before, the first one, and we see the Fleetwood Mac, the Chain song, such a classic with Formula 1. If anyone plays it, even non-Formula 1 fans, they're like, oh, that's Formula 1. And the visuals are pretty cool as well. They've got like fast-paced clips, some big crashes as well, which was pretty cool, and also some nostalgic famous faces such as Ayrton Senna that we saw in there. To be honest, there wasn't anything really stand out about the video. There was a cool graphic at the end saying sort of what race it was, but otherwise, it's okay, so I'm going to pop it in not too shabby. Now take a look at this F1 intro, I think you might recognise it. Used in, I believe, like across the whole of the 1990s, to be honest. What a little guitar riff that is. So recognisable, so unbelievably good. It just like, oh, it just sounds so good. And I have to give a big shout out to Tommy Bellingham, the founder of WTF1 and a decent lad. I saw on his Instagram, I'll see if I can find the video and pop it in, of him doing this guitar riff. And he does it so well, it's so mid. As I said, such a cool riff. It's not really got that nostalgia factor for me because it is a bit old for me, but still really cool. Hence why I have popped it in the incredible tier. But now let's have a look at the 1996 BBC intro. Now for this one, they've gone back to the classic Fleetwood Mac song. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that. And the 90s graphics are very cool. They look sweet in this video. It's so cool. Overlaid on top of some Silverstone driving footage as well, which the unbelievably shaky cam of the time does look sweet. But then you notice at the end of the clip that the race is for Monaco. So why don't they have Monaco footage? I thought that was a bit weird. But another one that's not that brilliant, but not terrible, so hence why it's gone in the not too shabby tier. Now let's have a look at the 2000s ITV intro, the first change from BBC to ITV. And oh my goodness, what a classic that one is. The first one, I'm not even lying, I'm gonna say it straight out. It's in God tier. Just everything in it comes together and works so well. The flashing lights, the early 2000s techno, the screech of that V10 engine blasting past with the fast-paced images of the current drivers that are involved, just absolutely splendid, and that's why it's going straight up into that top tier. Now have a look at the 2005 intro again on ITV. And that one is another God tier straight away. 2 in a row, so good. ITV, you're doing yourselves justice. The rock music in the background works so perfectly. It just sounds like Formula 1 to me. I don't even know how to describe it. It just is. The screams of the V8 engines, the pit gun noises in it. Oh, mwah. And this time over the 2000 ITV intro, the images and videos that they use are overlaid much better with the graphics. The other ones were a little bit choppy and weird, but this one is great. Really showing that they had a much higher budget for this intro, and I guess between 2000 and 2005, technology had gone on a bit, so I guess it was probably a bit easier to make the intro. But overall, just way more polished, looking really good, and henceforth the God tier status. And this is definitely my favorite one of all the ones on the list, boys. I'm not gonna lie, it's just so good. If I could pick anyone to replace the one we have today, it would be this one, 100,000%. Now check this one out for the 2006 season, only 1 year after that one I just showed you, but ITV really decided to change it up. Lift me up, lift me up. That basically sums it up really, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, the visuals in that one are so cringy. A naked woman having a checkered flag pulled off her, some eagle, like an oriental man having a dance. So weird. And of course, how could we forget? I'm a snake. To be fair, at the end, the car zooming out of the helmet and then going into the Formula 1 logo does look pretty cool. And the song really gets stuck in your head. Try forgetting about that one. I bet in about 10 minutes, you're gonna be there away from your computer just going, lift me up, lift me up. I could bet it. So a super catchy song, some weird visuals. It was pretty good. Not quite up to the standard of the previous year, but still very good. So I'm gonna put it in the incredible tier. Then we move forward to the 2009 intro, back to BBC now. So let's see how they can hold themselves up. And BBC, they love it, don't they? They love the Fleetwood Mac song. I guess it does really go with Formula 1, but they're really rinsing it. This time, obviously, with some more modern visuals. We saw the formation of an F1 car around the driver, which was pretty cool. And then as the Formula 1 car went off, it then split into multiple cars for them to race around. It did look pretty sweet. And I'm going to say that the song, the Fleetwood Mac song, works the best in this one out of any of the ones previously. And it is a pretty cool video, but it's just that. I think it's decent. decent. I think it's really decent, and that's why I'm putting it in the pretty good tier. Now we move forward again a few years to 2012, still with BBC, so let's see what they make. Much more cinematic, this one. Again, going in with the sort of renders like they did in 2009. The silence of that flower seed dropping on the track and then suddenly goes the Formula 1 car. Very cool. The use of AC/DC Back in Black was really cool. I did like that. I wish they'd use it for longer though, I'm not gonna lie. And then obviously it's BBC. They go straight back to using the Fleetwood Mac. Because I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and BBC are definitely holding you to that. And then with the Fleetwood Mac, actual Formula 1 clips this time, rather than the computer render, which I think personally works better and hypes me up a bit more. Again, this one's pretty solid, so that's why it's going in the pretty good tier. When we move forward again, I guess as we move closer and closer and closer to this time, more and more of you are gonna know these. Let's have a look at what they used for 2017. This one is the third in a row that I'm going to stick in the pretty good tier. That's because this one's short and sweet. It's an easy one, isn't it? The sound is specifically made for that video, fits in really well with the engine sounds, builds up that sort of tension as it goes through, and then quickly drops it as we go into the program, which I really like. It sounds like a modern classic. It's really cool. And I think it fits with the whole program very well. And then for the visuals, I think that's very sweet. All the different lights sort of circling and racing around each other, symbolizing the Formula 1 cars. Such a cool metaphor, really nice. Then finally, we move on to the 2019 Sky titles, the ones we all know and recognize and I hope love, but I'll give you a little refresher anyway. Now, I think we can all agree that that score by Brian Tyler is just fantastic. He really hit the nail on the head with it. The intro as a whole, I feel, is a bit too drawn out for my liking. We've gone from one extreme to another. In 2017, I think it was too short and it didn't quite do enough, but then in 2019, I think it's a bit long, which makes sense. I mean, it's a lot more cinematic and the graphics are very cool. The modern graphics do look great. And the length of it does also allow for every single driver on the grid to be given their time on the titles, which I do like because I think that every driver on the grid does deserve to have that place. I mean, they should be well respected. They're driving in Formula 1 for Christ's sake. So rather than the older clips of them sort of flashing through crazy moments and the best drivers or whatever, I do like that sort of equality amongst the grid. And as I said earlier about the graphics, so sweet. I love that in between each clip of the drivers, we have the Formula 1 logo being created until it's unveiled at the end. It really builds up the tension for the program, and I think it fits really well nowadays. And they've again improved it for 2020 with some better graphics and showing some moments from the past as well in the background with the drivers and how it all fits together. So I think continued improvement on what we have now is a really, really good intro. So that's why I popped that one in the incredible tier. And here you are, you can see my full list of the 10 intros that I chose for today's video. I hope you don't disagree with them too much. So there you have it. Who would have guessed that I'm a rave scene lover because of the 2006 Formula 1 Championship Edition titles? It just got ingrained in me. I played that game so much that I guess I just have a little affinity to the songs like that, or just, oh, that 2005 intro was so good. Also, what a game F1 2006 Championship Edition is. I think I should probably make a video on that in the future. Would you like to see that? Let me know in the comments below. And also, I have made this tier list that I've used public, so I'll make sure to leave that down in the description. You can go onto the website, make your own, and be sure to tweet them at me at moto_meerkat, or tag me in a story on Instagram about them. That's at motomeerkat. I'll be sure to retweet and repost all the cool ones that I see, so be sure to do that. Whether you agreed with me or didn't agree with me, if you enjoyed the video anyway, be sure to drop a like down below and subscribe to the channel because I make lots of motorsport content that you're not going to want to miss. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see all of you meerkats later. Goodbye, guys.